I'm Martha Hoelzer. Thanks for taking time to review this tonight. I will say that I'm in favor of a greenway. I'm not in favor of a creekside alignment, and I've lived in the area for over 20 years. And part of the reason that I've stayed in this area is because of access to the trails. So for those people that have indicated there are no access points, I would like to mention that there's access points at Wilson Park, Sewell School, and I've been going to those places for years. There's other access points from different neighborhoods, locations, and so saying that it's not accessible is not true. I also want all of you to think about how often do you drive to a national park or a state park? We have a resource here in our backyard that's precious, and we want to sit there and put pavement along the side of it? That makes no sense to me. The parts I have challenges with are the fact that I saw that the town of Carborough filled out a request to have the Sewell School side path funded, and I voted for this recently on the recent MOP survey. Why has the town done nothing to advocate for the fact that it could have pushed for getting funding from the DOT to have the side path done to connect to Estes Road? This is separate than like the greenways we're discussing, but why hasn't that been included? Because the Upward Creek alignment would double close to that location. And if Estes is already going to have a bike path funded along the side of it on Estes Extension, none of that's being referenced as a point where it could connect to the Sewell School path. Why are you also not mentioning that you haven't hired an engineering firm to give any indication about how much that's going to cost for any of the three alignments? So you give a very biased survey out to the community. There's no reference points for financial information of how much this is going to cost people, where exactly the funding is going to be coming, and there's a whole missing conversation that's not even occurring that I think is really unfair for you all as a council to put a vote forward tonight to discuss which alignment should happen when you're not even giving the town an opportunity to understand how much is this going to cost. And I brought this point up in June, so there's been adequate time to be able to hire somebody to go in and begin that process. I encourage you all to think about delaying a vote about which alignment should be until we have more information. I also don't understand why it's never been referenced in any of the materials that this violates the Jordan Lake drinking rules. Like the Jordan Lake rules simply state, and I sent this in an email documenting all the different parts earlier today to you all, that a greenway along a riparian zone can't be put into place unless there's no other alternatives. You gave a survey out that shows two other viable alternatives. So if that's the case, why are those alternatives not being the things pushed? Or do you all have more power as a local government than the state government? Like, I don't know how that process works, but to me it would seem as though you all have to obey by those rules. So why are we not, as a community, talking about how to make a greenway happen in a place that's environmentally friendly, that's not going to have constant flooding, and we're going to have to be in constant repair work? I just think you need to look at it from a financial standpoint and provide the community with more details.